everyone watching this video. Myself Sandeep, a pre-final year engineering student, and this video is about copyrights and related rights. Let's start with the basic. What is copyright? Copyright is nothing but a legal tool that protects the creator of original work like writers, artists, musicians, and even filmmakers. Imagine you have spent months writing a book or composing a song or designing a piece of art. Copyright ensures no one can copy or use your work without your permission. Moving on to the purpose of copyright, it's basically a twofold. The first one is like to encourage creativity by protecting creators' efforts, and the second one is to provide a way for them to commercialize their work. Think of it as giving creators the right to earn from their talent. Moving on to the next slide, which is nothing but the classes of copyright. Copyright isn't it one size fit all. It covers various types of creative works. Breaking down them, the first one is like literary works. Think of novels, poems, etc. And the second one is like musical works. This includes both the music composition and the lyrics. The third one is like artistic works, paintings, sculptures, and photographs fall under this category. Fourth one is like dramatic works, which is nothing but plays, scripts, and choreography. Fifth one is like cinematographic works, movies, documentaries, animations. Sixth one is sound recording, audiobooks, podcasts, and recorded music. The seventh one is broadcast, which is nothing but TV and radio transmissions, TV shows, etc. Comparing to the real life thing, we have a Harry Potter series. I think most of us have watched the series. It comes under the literary work, which is protected under copyright. Similarly, in Indian music, A.R. Rahman's song Jai Ho, which is safeguarded as both musical composition and a sound recording. These rights ensure these creations are legally protected. Moving on to the next slide, criteria for copyright. Now, not everything qualifies for the copyright. There are three main criteria. The number one is originality. The work must be unique and created by the author. The second one is like fixation. It must be documented in some form, like returned or saved digitally. The third one is like creativity. The work should have a touch of innovation, even if it is minimal. For instance, an original poem you write qualifies for copyright. On saying this, I got a poem written by my friend. Opportunities pass by breeze, freeze and feel in peace. This was written by my friend. He might copyright it in future. Moving on to the next slide, ownership of copyright. It specifies who owns the copyright. In most cases, it's the creator of the work. However, there are some exceptions. The first one is like joint ownership. If two or more people collaborate, they share the copyright. The next is employers' ownership. If a creator creates it as a part of their job, then the company usually owns the copyright. Then the third one is like transferred ownership. Creators can sell or assign their rights through a return agreement for a period of time as per their requirement. Comparing this with a real world example, again as previously mentioned, if A.R. Rahman sir composes a music for a film, the producer of the movie may own the copyright depending on the agreement. On the other hand, if comparing a photographer can retain his right for his work unless he explicitly sell the rights to a magazine or a publishing unit. Moving on to the next slide, which is nothing but duration of copyright. How long does a copyright last? For individual creator, it lasts for their lifetime plus 70 years. For corporations, it's 95 years from publication or 120 years from creation, whichever is shorter. For example, consider a song is composed in early 1950s by an artist who passed away in after 10 years of composition in 1960. The copyright will typically last for 70 years with the author's lifetime. So it must be 2030. Until 2030, the song copyright will be lasting. Then come back. Let's take an example of a corporate logo too, which is designed in 2000 and would be protected until 95 years to that. So which is 2095. This duration ensures that the creators and their families benefit financially over the time, even after the creator's death. Moving on to the next slide, which is nothing but the related rights. Related rights protect these involved in performance, recordings, and broadcasting. These include three main categories, which is performance right, producer's right, and broadcasting right. For example, as mentioned in previously, A.R. Rahman sir has the rights to his live performances as a performer. A record label that produces his albums has a producer rights. Similarly, a TV channel broadcasting his concerts holds the broadcasting rights. I hope you guys get it. Moving on to the next slide, which is nothing but copyright infringement and fair use. What happens if someone uses a copyright material without permission? That's copyright infringement. However, there are some exceptions under the fair use doctrine. Fair use allows us limited use of copyrights materials for education, criticism, or commentary. Or, for example, quoting a few lines from a book in a review is a fair use. Take off the graduation day. Engineers quote some famous quotes of their inspirations. That's a fair use of their quotes. Moving on to the next slide, which is nothing but the real world examples. Here you can see the three famous examples. As I mentioned prior, first one is the Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling's literary masterpiece is copyrighted, ensuring her rights as a creator are protected. The next thing is like A.R. Rahman's songs. Like I mentioned previously, the Jai Ho song showcased how music is protected as composition and sound recording. The third one is like Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa is known for its like artistic painting, which comes under artistic department. Since Leonardo da Vinci passed away over 70 years ago, this masterpiece is now in public domain, no longer covered by the copyright. These examples highlights how copyright applies across different types of works and ensures a fair recognition and compensation for creators. In conclusion, copyright is a vital tool to protect creativity and ensure creators benefit from their hard work. By understanding the types, criteria, and rules around copyright, we can avoid legal disputes and appreciate the value of original work. Let's strive to use copyrighted material responsibly, always seeking permission when needed. I can see many of the copyrights issue arise from YouTube. For example, if a movie is released, if some person takes a video of it and theaters and then posts it on YouTube, it raises the copyrights issues. They face some copyright issues there. Thank you for watching this video.